WNDC Radio Studio in the shops at Iverson. This is the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com, the WinDC Radio app, Facebook Live and YouTube Live on the WinDC Radio pages, and of course, it's all powered by GoWin.media.
Gentlemen, kings and queens, and everybody in between, welcome to the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is, of course, the one and only Bars. I am your host, as I'm proud to be every single Wednesday right here in the WinDC Radio Studio, broadcasting live and proudly from the shops at Iverson. AJ Throwback, right here on another Wednesday, cold but sunny Wednesday. If you're at work right now, y'all already know this is what's going to get you through your hump day. And if you're not at work, I'm kind of jealous because I got to go to work later. So, you know, but shout out to everybody out there who's tuned in. Don't want to waste too much time because we have a very packed show today. Give me 1 second, y'all. Trying to plug in here. Definitely want to send a quick shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook Live. Shout out to my cousin, Coolin. Appreciate you, cuz. You know what I'm saying? And also my main man, Calvin Williams of Lush Vibes Radio. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, my brother. Make sure y'all follow Calvin ASAP. Lush Vibes Radio across the board. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Dope show, as I always plug every single week right here. As y'all can hear, I'm still not at full strength with my voice yet, but I'm a lot better than I was last week. You won't hear as much coughing and hacking, you know what I'm saying, but my voice still, you know, I'm taking my lemon, drinking my tea, all of that stuff that I need to do to really get my voice back, but it's still not all the way back. But hopefully by next week, I will be at full strength and be able to give you all the oomph that you're used to from me. But anyway, we have at, at 11:15, we have my brother, friend of the show, D-Bell. He'll be coming in talking about his music, his brand new music that he's got coming out soon. And also at 12 o'clock, phone interview, we'll be talking to Federal District Records official DJ MHAFFA. Very excited to talk to both of those brothers today. So that show with just guests. No topics, just guests. So, you know, it's going to be lots of artistry going on today. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get right into the music. One more shout out. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate you sharing the post and for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to Team Bars. You know, I think this might be your first time, so I appreciate you. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep it rolling. Let's start off with the music. This was our number 2 on last week's 5 Alarm Blaze Countdown. This is the homie Blackout with the Trap Wake Up on the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folk shooting each other and selling that crack rock.
Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country? We don't own any planes. We don't own no ships. We are not the people who are flying and floating that in here. Why is it there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community?
Why?
Why? They want us to kill ourselves.
Back to sell the dope, back to sell the coke, back on the block, in the cold, back to rob, he's back to killing, he's back to mob, back to hit, back to sell it, back to catch an aid, back to babies on the block, catch a straight, back to kids in the trap, catch a plays, are you judge, they just try and make a way, back to handcuffs, we back in the system, never black man, and never black victim, never good mother, turn crack victim, never local rapper, turn rap victim, never household without a father, never mother can't let go the bottle, never daughter teach her daughter bottle, she don't go, she can't even stop it. Never uncle teach a nephew cook it up. We don't give how they look it up. Kick him out of school, we gon' get it too. When he see it out, we gon' lift it up. Never junkie fighting on the yacht. Never young nigga with a gun. He was looking up to the drug. Did it see it out, we gon' have some fun. Nigga, look what you did to my peep. What you did. What you did to my peep. What you did. Remember young E. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did. You let my young get evil. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did to my people. Look what you did. Look what you did. Another girl wanna be a bad. She a queen, but she thinks she average. She about to do whatever for the bag. Give it son of yeah, that's some sad shit. Never go with a real. Go to court with them, make them squeal. You don't ride with them, you don't kill with them. Better hold your people to deal with. Who started the project? They started the project. It always a project. Somewhere we could die at. Somewhere we could slide at. They cannot deny that. Minimum wage all out in the hood. We cannot survive that. Who put the drugs in the hood? Who put the guns in the hood? They put that shit in the hood. Them people, they know what they doing. They want us to keep it going. Generation out of generation. They don't want to say a nigga make it. If you make it, they try to take it. Who started the mob? Oh, he went to college trying to do right. He ain't got no job. White man in charge. And he got a daughter, she needs some plan. But he ain't try to rob, he ain't try to sit slam. He just want a job, but after the interview, nobody answered.
But what if poverty isn't natural? What if it's something that's created, and created by very specific public policies that are very often largely guided by very wealthy people?
Back to sell the dope, back to sell the coke. We back on the block and back to rob, back to kill it, back to mob, back to hit it, back to sell it, back to catch an A, back to babies on the block, catch a stray, back to in the trap, catch a plays. Are you judge? They just try and make them. White man in charge.
We're proud to get this song to the people first. This is a Bars exclusive. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Something about my ex. I still got the text saying you don't want it no more. Don't want it no more. You used to be down, now you're not around. Don't know what else to do. Gotta walk away, but damn girl, I wanna stay. We got unfinished business. Unfinished business. No more us or we. We got unfinished business. We got unfinished business. We got you and me. Thought we was gonna have another go at it, but I felt that you weren't feeling it. Would be good like it would. Then go south. Damn, I wish I could rewind time. Take it back to when you were just mine. When it was just you and me. Frozen like a moment in time. Cause we got unfinished business. You and me. We got unfinished business. No more us or we. Got unfinished business. We got unfinished business. We got you said you want a new town, and a different guy. I gave you a new sound, and a different vibe. I thought it would work. With you and me, the life we were building, we'll never see. Unfinished business. You and me, we got unfinished business. No more us or we. We got unfinished business. We got unfinished business. We got you and me. All the baddies wanna go
Villadom, a.k.a. Mr. Briefcase. And y'all now rocking with my man, AJ Throwback on bars. The official hump day motivation for the DMV and beyond. Only on Win DC Radio. Power.
Sean on the beat, by the way.
Get with me. Get hype in this love, in this love. Run up in your city, run up in your city. You ain't fucking with me, you ain't fucking with me. Got a bottle on that Henny, bottle on that Henny. I'm gangsta but I'm pretty, gangsta but I'm pretty. Run up in your city, oh. Drop top, hit 'em with that free shit. Talking shit but they can't see me. You got hitters, I got hitters too.
Yeah, I'm pretty, but you can get it too. He on my body, I can't even move. He playing games with me, you gon' lose. He ate my cake like you don't feed him food. All these chicks are the same. All these chicks is lame. Ride your man with his chain. Got him screaming my name. Stop staying your lane. I ain't playing no games. He make my cookie rain. He got me screaming, ooh. I'm in my bag, you and your feelings too. He said your roof ain't got no ceiling too. And to be honest, girl, I feel for you. Sick, I'm lying, I'm really rude.
Run up in your city, run up in your city. You ain't fucking with me, you ain't fucking with me. Got a bottle on that Henny, bottle on that Henny. I'm gangsta but I'm pretty, gangsta but I'm pretty. Run up in your city, oh. Drop top, hit 'em with that free shit. Talking shit but they can't see me. You got hitters, I got hitters too.
You got hitters? Okay, I got hitters too. Bad run up on you, won't have a clue. Little fat boy, what we gon' do? Yeah, I'm a boss chick, I got things to do. Matter of fact, watch your mouth, I ain't got shit to lose. I am better than you, get more cheddar than you. Boss get wetter than you. I ain't no role model, I'm a coke bottle. And these swallow, birds hating, okay, but they gon' follow. True lies, bad vibes, I don't freaking need them. All I need is one strap, two chicks, get caught in a possibility. All I need is one strap, two chicks, get caught in a possibility. All I need is one strap, two chicks, get caught in. I won't repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it.
Run up in your city, run up in your city. You ain't fucking with me, you ain't with me. Got a bottle on that Henny, bottle on that Henny. I'm gangsta but I'm pretty, gangsta but I'm pretty. Run up in your city, oh. Drop top, hit 'em with that free shit. Talking shit but they can't see me. You got hitters, I got hitters too.
Somebody tell you he hot. Man, you know everybody hot. Now, Slim, he fish grease.
That's how we feel about this track right here. This is the Fish Grease Pick of the Week, only on bars, on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. 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 She my sour patch, good and bad. Yeah, she hood and bad. She gon' get that for his bag. But she got a bag. She got 2 phones like she trapping, but ain't at the trap. She be working out and eating good. Got a little turn around for me on the camera. Who is getting fat? On my FaceTime, looking good. Hold up, where you at? I'ma pull up on you right now if I can. Yeah, I forgot, shawty, I ain't nothing but your friend, with benefits. Yeah. What's gonna happen if you let me in it? You know we started something, let's just finish. Yeah. Girl, my stroke just like my penmanship, real good. Yeah. Skip the club, pull up on you, you got that feel good. Light one up and set the mood, I keep that smell good. Mix it up, the nice dude with a little thug. That's what you like, I know the real love. She so player, gotta make appointment. Yeah. Weekends with her friends till the early morning. Know she got a lineup, but them on lame. Yeah, think she with me, cause I don't geek, but I'm a rapper, so she know the motive. I got plenty, all my feelings froze. Those where she do the most, but I swear she knows. They just scared, they can't handle her, winding down that road. Slippery when wet, I know she won't crash into my pole. Whoa. Yeah, intended pun. Put my Mac down, but before you jump the gun, I know you a flirt and you might not be the one. I'm just trying to make you come, had some fun and then some. With your moody, she my sour patch, good and bad. Yeah, she hood and bad. She gon' get that for it's bad. But she got a bag. She got 2 phones like she trapping, but ain't at the trap. She be working out and eating good. Got a little turn around for me on the camera. Who is getting fat? On my FaceTime, looking good. Hold up, where you at? I'ma pull up on you right now, if I can. I forgot, shawty, I ain't nothing but your friend. But your friend, yeah. You be playing games cause you know that you a 10. She know I got that bag and I'm jumping out the gym. I ain't even trying, but yeah, I still be your friend, just with benefit. She my sour patch, good and bad. Yeah, she hood and bad. She gon' get that for it's bad. But she got a bag. She got 2 phones like she trapping, but ain't at the trap. She be working out and eating good. Got a little turn around for me on the camera. Who is getting fat? On my FaceTime, looking good. Hold up, where you at? I'ma pull up on you right now if I can. Yeah, I forgot, shawty, I ain't nothing but your friend, but you.
Welcome back to the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media. Whether they're artists, athletes, entrepreneurs, politicians, activists, or simply folks you need to know, we've got the line to the movers and shakers of DC, Maryland, Virginia, and beyond. This is 15 minutes of game on the Balancing Act Radio Show.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. We are here with our special guests. Our first 2 special guests today. My brother, dope singer. I gotta definitely let you know this before we did the interview today. One of our biggest supporters made sure to send me a message on Facebook and say that brother can sing right
Oh
there.
man, I appreciate that.
So none other than D Bell, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
always a pleasure, AJ. Always.
It's been a minute. You know, I was on Breakout Kings before. Now you know, now you on bars.
Absolutely,
man.
man.
You coming through.
Well, it's good to be here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and definitely got to shout out the lovely Tierra Wilson. You know what I'm saying? You're awesome, thorough manager.
Definitely, always handling business.
Yes, absolutely. So I mean, I have a new audience, so some people may or may not know about your background, and actually, I got somebody that I know that I think we know in common. You know Valerie Lewis Taylor?
Wow.
Yeah.
Lewis Taylor at the end now, yeah, man. Me and Val go way back. She seen me from a little one.
Yeah.
I grew up in the church, Brooklyn Union Baptist Church.
Wow, how about that?
Absolutely, so.
Yeah.
Val is family.
Yeah, and that's funny because me and Valerie, we went to high school together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
okay.
Small world.
Yeah, Val's sister actually was my pianist. So.
Wow,
yeah,
how about
for
that?
many years. So
Yeah.
I grew up in the church, man, learning under her. So.
That's what's up.
Shout out to Val.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, I got a lot of new audience members. So this is the way that I want to kind of kick it off. So I don't know if you seen Sister Act 2 with Whoopi Goldberg, Lauryn Hill, you know. So I don't know if you remember the part in the movie where she was trying to convince Lauryn Hill's character to like get back to singing. She was like, if you wake up in the morning, you can't think of anything else but singing first, and you're supposed to be a singer.
Absolutely.
So, for you, when was that moment that you realized?
Ever since I was put in front of a mic, honestly. I was blessed and afforded a lot of wonderful gifts. My parents, thank them so much, but definitely growing up in the church and just being afforded certain things and staying away from other things. I'd say around 3 or 4.
Okay.
3 or 4, honestly, and then I guess 7th grade Christmas play, we weren't supposed to have any soloists. And Mr. Herrera, shout out to Mr. Herrera if he ever listens.
Yeah.
He gave me the first solo, and it was a wrap from there.
Wow.
Like I loved being in front of, you know, individuals and expressing myself in the form of music.
Yeah.
So that's just always been my passion, my art, and I'm just fortunate to share it with the world, honestly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. And so you realize that some people, it takes them a while to get to that point, but that's
no, I've had voice lessons, vocal coaches, sang in different languages, traveled all over, so I'm very cultured when it comes to music in general. So yeah.
So what's speaking of like doing travel and stuff like that, because I think that's important as an artist to be able to get out and see the world.
Absolutely.
Like, what's one of the places that you remember like going that you was just like, wow, like?
I don't know. Canada was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Canada was kind of cool when I sang with Hampton University.
Okay.
Because I was a music major at Hampton University.
Okay.
But yeah, Canada's very cool. DC is always home to come. Kennedy Center and things of that nature. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just anyone that just feels anything.
Yeah.
And that's what R&B is. Just feeling something.
Absolutely.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you, speaking of being from right here, DC.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's clear whether you intended it or not that like you definitely have that DC type of song. Some people don't even realize that there is like,
because it's just already in you. It's innate. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Exactly.
You don't have to force it. It is what it is. But I embrace the whole DMV.
Yeah.
I grew up most of my life in the PG County area.
Yeah.
Went to DeMatha Catholic High School and played basketball and sang there also. So yeah. Got a lot of family at DeMatha. Shout out class of, yeah. Already.
Yeah, that's what's up. But for me, like whenever I listen to you sing, like I said, I don't know if they were like direct influences, but I whenever I hear you sing, I think of like Raheem Devon, Marvin Gaye. Like I hear like shades of both of them in your, in your voice and in your style. Even though like you put still your own style to it, like it's undeniably your music when I listen to your music.
Right.
But it's like I can definitely, like I said, it's that DC soul, So I don't know if they were necessarily role models for you, but for you, like who are some of your influences coming up, and how do you feel like you embody those influences while still maintaining your own identity as an artist?
Some of my influences would be definitely Raheem Devon, Tank, but then I take it back, Teddy P, Marvin Gaye, absolutely, The Whispers, and Prince.
Okay.
I like to pride myself. I call them those money notes when you hit those high notes, and it just gives you chills. It evokes those chills. So that. And your second question, I'm sorry, brother.
So how do you feel like you embody those influences while still being?
Oh man, just by taking certain pieces of what they do and just applying it to me, and not really forcing it, but just I just love the art and the craftsmanship that they put to bring out that sound, and not a lot of people have that. So yeah, just take bits and pieces. You know what I'm saying? R&B singers bite too.
Yeah.
Definitely, but it's all love.
Yeah, and I think that's natural for any artist. I think I always try to ask artists that question because, as also an artist,
right,
I embody certain pieces of my influences as well. But
absolutely.
Over time, you learn, because I think when you're younger, it's easy to kind of sort of imitate.
Right.
But when you get older and you start getting your own identity as an artist, you still have those elements, but you develop more.
You become into your own. Exactly.
And your experience is dictated even more.
And that's when your audience can really relate to you, and it resonates to them.
Right.
Who you are as an artist. So
right.
I just music is just my way of expressing pain and love and joy and anguish and all those emotions. Yeah. Everything that I feel, I put it on a piece of paper, and I write all my music. I just take pride in that. There's nothing wrong with, you know, having artists songwrite for you. I'm a songwriter also, but I just feel like it comes out better when I sing what I write personally. Right. So yeah.
Speaking of which, let's talk about your last album that came out in between the last time we spoke and this time, which
January 31st, 2018. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's been rocking for a little over a year now.
It has.
And you definitely bared your soul on that album. It's a very transparent album, well executed album, and that's the thing that I appreciate the most. That is,
thank you so much.
Well produced. The songwriting is top notch. You're singing like you show different ranges, but more than anything, it's the transparency. Like a lot of honest, frank songs on the album about things that you've been through, things that you've endured. And in that time since releasing it, how have you used that album and various elements of your art to kind of hold yourself accountable for like a lot of those things that you talk about in terms of not going back down a lot of those same paths again?
That's a great question. It's hard to not go down some of those paths, especially in the industry where things might not work as you think it's going to in the beginning. Like I put out that album and I just I don't know, I guess I tried to reach for the stars, and I feel as though I did well, but you know, numbers, things of that nature, when you get into that, I guess, you know, it kind of fell off. But it's my first time, so just realizing your potential, understanding that this is where you're starting. You know what I'm saying? This is not the end all be all.
Right.
And just staying true to who you are and not trying to figure out what everyone else is doing. That's when you lose yourself and lose your craft.
Right.
So just by doing that, but yeah, living my creed daily is hard to do, but I strive to do so.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I got all that out on that album. Now I can really talk about love and happiness and invoking those feelings.
Yeah.
Songs about women, songs for women. Cause yeah, that's what I'm here for, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I think one of the things that, and this is kind of sort of something just based off of what you just said. One of the things that I think, I know I appreciated about your album was the fact that it wasn't so focused on love. Because I think a lot of times with R&B, especially in this day and age, it's a tendency to just focus on romantic relationships. And R&B from back in the day, one of the things that I appreciated about it is that there were layers.
Yeah.
And they were, you know, you could talk about an array of topics.
Absolutely.
And appeal to a wide range of audiences. And I think over time, like, R&B became more of a thing about, like, it's almost like the romance genre. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, because that's a lot of the R&B when I was a kid that I grew up with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then when I started discovering more, it was a thing was like, okay, there are a little bit more layers. Like, you can have something like this about love, but then you can have something about black power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can have something about accountability. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of leads me into my follow-up question that I have for you regarding that.
Okay.
So, like, it's not necessarily a new thing in terms of, like, accountability on wax, especially R&B, but it's not the norm among the vast majority of, like, what you hear in terms of, like, what's popular on the airwaves.
Right.
So, but you're starting to see a shift in it in terms of, like, almost like more of a return to form of the genres in contemporary music. So, do you believe more artists who gain, like, significant notoriety will follow suit of, like, what you're doing and what, like, a lot of other R&B artists are starting to do?
I hope that they will, but honestly, my manager Tierra and I just sat down and tried to figure out where we wanted to go, what lane we wanted to fill, because I've been blessed with a voice that can do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But it goes down to that staying true and remaining true to what your craft is. And we just decided to make feel-good music, and the music that we liked, that we loved, and we grew up on, and that resonated. And my father always said that accountability is the precursor to transformation.
Yeah.
So that always stuck with me. Just in order to transform into the man that God wants me to be, I have to be accountable for all of the actions that I've taken. So that was very important on this album, definitely.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So let's talk about your new song, Unrequited, Yin Yang.
Yes.
Okay. So what I appreciated about listening to that song when I first heard it was it showed growth. And the thing is, A Mind of My Own was so awesome, but it's like sometimes when you make an album that's so good, it's almost hard to top it. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
you already seeing the signs that it's going in the direction that you very well top. Even A Mind of My Own, as great as it was.
I mean, I think A Mind of My Own is an exceptional album. It's a classic, but I got a lot more in store.
Yeah.
Like now I'm opening up the floodgates, and you know what I'm saying, really on my D'Angelo and Marvin Gaye, and just letting things fly.
Yeah.
And just being me. And so I think that's a beautiful thing when an artist comes into their own and embraces a project, but also knows that they have some other upper echelon stuff ahead.
Right.
So yeah.
And that's good. You got to keep one in the chamber.
Man, definitely more than one. We
Yeah,
got
exactly.
an arsenal. We got an arsenal, bro. We don't get any sleep. I'm tired just listening to beats and just really honestly, I eat SHIT, live, breathe music.
Right.
And so it's kind of hard when you want to be around your friends and things of that nature, and they might take it a certain type of way, but this is what I have to do in order for us to celebrate and end all be all. So
right, exactly.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
But I feel as though it's worth it in the long haul. So yeah.
Yeah. So
just embracing it.
Talk about the inspiration behind Unrequited, and just like how it does showcase that growth and how it prepares your audience for what's coming up.
Right. Well, Unrequited, by definition, is love that is one-sided. So that's basically what it was on, and it was an experience that I had with an individual, and I just felt like I was doing a lot, and the relationship became one-sided, and then it became a point where we were at a standstill, and it was like, I don't want to leave. That's the second half, the yang.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave, but if you don't want this, then let me know.
Right.
So that's the yin and the yang, like I love you, but then I hate you, but then, so, but you need a little bit of both of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. I didn't mean for it to be a 7-minute song, but, just the way that it the fluidity of it, man, I just didn't want anyone to miss anything.
Right.
And shout out to the trumpet player on there, the trumpet soloist, James Jeter.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's definitely dope for that.
Yeah, that was definitely a prominent. Other than, of course, you and your vocals and the lyrics to everything in the music, like the trumpet definitely stood out in that song.
Yeah.
Because that it almost gave me like a little bit of like Maxwell type of feel, like Pretty Wings a little bit.
Absolutely. I also want to give a shout out to my engineer, A-Rock.
Okay.
He's the man behind the scenes. So I wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for A-Rock. So shout out to A-Rock.
Yeah. Who produced that song?
Who produced that one in particular? I think that was Tone Jones. Tone Jones out of North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, Tone Jones.
Yeah.
But on A Mind of My Own, it was Gracious Keys and Gabe, that guy, man. Shout out to those fellas also.
Right. Man. So are you still for the new project, are you going to be working with them? Because like I'll be honest, like a huge amount of the reason why I loved A Mind of My Own so much was because of the production of Gracious Keys and Gabe, that guy.
Yeah, man, they're amazing. Well, we're gonna have to stay tuned, brother. I can't reveal it all. We're gonna have to stay tuned, but yeah. We're gonna see, man.
Okay.
Definitely. But you'll definitely see the growth.
Okay.
And these next projects coming.
Right. Yeah.
So,
and I'm glad you said that, because in speaking with Tierra about what you got coming up, she let me know that you not only have one project on the way, but two.
Yeah, we got a couple of projects. Like I said, we've been working,
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just excited to share it with everyone.
Yeah. So what's the direction, or do you have a direction yet with your
it's songs for women.
Okay.
Songs for women.
Okay.
Just whatever invigorates those feelings, those senses, you know. Songs for women.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking situations, relationships, love, hate. Yeah, but for the most part, happiness.
Yeah.
Happiness. Yeah.
Okay. 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 You have titles for the albums yet?
No, not yet. Not yet.
So all of that is still like.
It's still it's still in the process.
It's like having a baby and like get to the last moment once they pop out like, oh, okay, we got a name now.
Mine of my own was the baby, so now you know, yeah, I'm popping them out now, brother. Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, but we're blessed. We're blessed, and just to sing is just an amazing gift to do every day. So thankful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Sure. You got any showcases, anything coming up that you wanna?
We'll be at the South by Southwest Festival.
Okay.
In Austin, Texas, March 11th.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh wow, right around the corner.
Yeah, yeah, right around the corner. I also want to give a shout out to Rel Carter and the Culture Tour.
Okay.
Just always showing love and just giving positive feedback at Rock Nation. Yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I know you were a part of that last year, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
talk about that experience. How that was.
Just meeting a lot of dope artists that just wanted to collab and learning the ins and outs of the industry. Getting your BMI licensing and things of that nature, and just the little things that a lot of people don't know. They think that you're just supposed to come out with music and you have to protect yourself. So the Real Culture Tour taught us to protect ourselves and our investments, and
that's
just
important.
Individuals from all over the world also. So definitely positive, dope vibes. So I'm looking forward to that. So
good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a random question.
Okay.
So this was something, and it might take you a second or two to think about it, but this was something that I talked about on my show last week. Remakes versus originals. So like I ran down like a bunch, and this probably was like one of my hottest posts that I probably ever put on Facebook. But like I just ran down a bunch of remakes for me that I felt like were better than the originals. So if you had to think about, I don't know, one or two or however many like remakes that you like better than originals, what are a few that come to mind?
Honestly, that Chris Brown joint is buzzing right now. What's it called? Undecided.
Oh yeah.
That Undecided is really dope. But in general, like I like remixing songs. I like the remixes. Like my ear, I've been blessed with a really good ear, so I automatically can tell, when I hear a beat, like what it's been taken from. Yeah. I guess that's also from my tutelage from growing up, just being in the household, pops playing whatever, and just listening. So I'm a fan of the remakes also. Definitely. If it's done right. If it's done right to the T, brother, I'm a fan of that. Yeah. Because these young folk don't know about that. So, not like I'm old, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to know, what sounds good. So, I'm definitely all for the remakes.
Yeah. I mean, like, some out here, and I'm like, y'all should have left that one alone. But there's a lot that, like, there's certain songs that I wouldn't even know was a remake. Like, one of the ones that I brought up last week that I didn't find out was a remake until I bought a Greatest Hits album was The Greatest Love of All by Whitney Houston. And a lot of people don't know that's a remake. George Benson did the original.
George Benson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And when I brought that one up last week, everybody's like, that's a remake? I'm like, yeah. And one that people brought up to me that I always forget is a remake is Respect by Aretha Franklin. You know what I'm saying? That's an Otis Redding remake. You know,
absolutely.
So it's
shout out Otis Redding, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some soul right there.
That's the soul, man. Let's bring the soul back, y'all. Let's definitely bring the soul back. That's what we need. Yeah. Like I said, anything that brings that feeling back. People act so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's good to act hard, but we all have emotions and feelings.
That's right.
So definitely. Yeah. So shout out to R&B, man. Yeah, it's never gonna die. So shout out to R&B.
Never. I mean, that's what's funny is that I'm a hip hop artist, but at the same time, like R&B is the music that raised me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, that's what I came up on. That's what my dad was playing when I was a kid.
Absolutely.
That's what my mom listened to. I mean, granted, like, they both listened to, like, a little bit of everything, especially my mom.
Right.
But the thing is, like, R&B is really the basis, even for hip-hop. There's a lot of hip-hop samples, R&B, soul records. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they sample a little bit of everything, but, like, it's an urban genre. And the thing is, it's like, that's where a lot of that soul comes from. I mean, you think about the best soul samples, you know, like, that's what makes a lot of those hip-hop records pop.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's really, you wouldn't really have hip-hop in the way that we know it, in the way that we love it, without R&B, without soul.
Right. So, I say that one more time, brother. Make sure the whole world hears that, man.
We would not have hip-hop the way that we know and love it if it were not for R&B and soul.
Absolutely.
Gotta look at that camera and tell them that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna go ahead. Well, before we introduce your new song, let everybody know where they can connect with you on social media and find all of your music.
Well, you can connect with me. Instagram is Darius. Oh, excuse me. Is official.dbell.
Yeah.
Official.dbell.
Okay.
I think that's what is it? Officialdbell.com.
Yes.
What else? Anything else? I wish Tierra was sitting right next to me. But yeah,
we try to get
she's in the
to
cut.
table, you know.
She's in the cut. But yeah, that's where you can find all of the information.
Okay.
Unrequited, I believe, is just on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yeah. Official.dbell. Okay. Well, yeah, there you have it.
Boom. Just go to the website, y'all.
Absolutely.
Officialdbell.com. Right? Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
No, absolutely. So, go ahead. Well, first and foremost, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming by. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Tierra, for setting it all up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you introduce your brand new song.
Well, this right here is titled Unrequited, also known as Yin Yang. So, hope you all enjoy.
Official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
Hearts mend in time, they say. What's done in dark shines brighter in day. Can't time ring a bell that's already wrong? Our friendship was sublime, built to withstand time. So how did we go wrong? And can we move forward? It all. Just sit back and watch it all unfold now. I know I was the last one to call when friends depend on the tough times. I know I made some selfish decisions, deviated from what's right. I know light revealed it all, admitted my wrongs. Can't please everyone. Did you graduate? Well, yes, no, maybe. 2 kids, 2 different mothers, but so what? Nothing's greater than the mother's love. That's just essential as the mom. We won't make it alone. 2 is greater than 1. We have to move forward. Moving forward, only goodbye. No, this ain't happening overnight. I'm making conscious efforts to do right. I'm moving forward, only goodbyes. No, this change ain't happening overnight. I'm making conscious efforts to do right. energy. Petty arguments with me, blatantly. I bet you can't remember why you're mad now. Next day you call, say sorry, fuck was that about? And then we both done played our parts, yeah. I'll stop when all I got from you is low vibrations. Just not with bickering, no verbal altercations. I'd rather move forward. But you mean so much to my life.
Say it.
Love me today.
Then you.
Leave tonight. At the end of the day, I'm moving forward, never backwards. At the end of the day, I'm moving forward, never backwards. Cause I'm moving forward, only goodbyes. No, this change ain't happening overnight. I'm making conscious efforts to be right, yeah. I'm moving forward, only goodbyes. No, this change ain't happening overnight. I'm making conscious efforts to be right. Baby, if you love me, then let it show. Baby, if you love me, then let it show. Oh, baby. Last rays from the sun grace her face. Daylight ends the night, brings shades of gray. I asked her her fears and if she loves the same. She evades my question if she don't hear me. I don't wanna leave, lady. But if you don't want us, then let me know. I don't wanna leave, lady. But if you don't want us, then let me go. Yeah. Just tell me to leave, hey, and I won't return. I don't wanna leave, lady. But if you don't want us, then let me know. I don't wanna leave, that I don't want to leave, lady. But if you don't want us, then let me go. Yeah.
If you're an urban contemporary indie artist, then this is your platform. Send us clean versions of your music to balancingactradioshow@gmail.com. That's balancingactradioshow@gmail.com.
It's not much more I can say. Lady, it's those things that won't keep me away. These feelings just won't subside. Keep you right by my side. Let me know if you're down for me. I wanna talk about me and you. How do you feel about me and you already know. You know
Can
what
we
it
talk
is.
about me and you? I wanna talk about me and you. I wanna talk about me and you. I can see it in your eyes, wondering if you gon' find me and you are all up on your mind. But what I'm trying to figure out, what this love is all about. And I think that you're the one for me, for me. I wanna talk about me and you. Talk about me, about you and you. Yeah. Can we talk about me? I wanna talk about me and you. Release that stress when you exhale. I know you probably wondering what's coming next. Well, oh yeah, I'm sure you can guess. Just continue to get undressed. She put value in self-respect versus shawty. I am impressed. Oh yeah, be honest, I don't get too much involved if it ain't a check. But you obviously got something about you that's more than sex. I guess we connect. I'm the plug and you the outlet. Got that sparkle, we together. It's special when I get you wet. Yeah, oh yeah. Champagne dreams are not what they seem. Champagne dreams are me what they see. Money, jewelry, finer things. I still choose you. Champagne dreams are not what they seem. Cause me and money, jewelry, finer things. I still choose you.
Some say honesty is the best policy. But back then I wasn't focused on anyone but myself. Didn't matter. Family, friends, girlfriends. If I didn't benefit from it, then it did me no good. Indeed, champagne dreams aren't what they seem. Chose to impress the ones that never really mattered. Neglected your feelings and dared you to leave. You stayed, your love unconditional. Despite the verbal abuse, you knew I'd never raise a hand to you. Mama ain't raised no fool, or at least I thought. I foolishly let myself and you go, all in one breath. Everything after that has been a blur.
More topics, more segments, more music means more bars after this.
Win DC Radio brings to you the app. Yes, the app is now available on your Google Play and your App Store, on your iPhone or your Android, any of your pads that you might be using. Be it if it's an iPad, iPad Mini, or if you have a Samsung Note, it doesn't matter what you have. Any mobile device, you can get the app so you can listen where you're at to Win DC Radio.
The Shops at Iverson is now undergoing a transformation, creating a mixed-use center where the community can come together to eat, shop, relax, and feel connected. The Shops at Iverson is a 600 KSF mixed-use property consisting of retail and office space now available. Located inside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, Maryland, just minutes from downtown D.C. It's an exciting time at the Shops at Iverson. Several beautiful renovation projects are ongoing, transforming the Shops at Iverson into the new safe community hub. DMV, get ready to enjoy the new food court. Opening late spring, early summer, featuring new restaurants like Chipotle, Quickway Hibachi, Tropical Smoothie, Wingstop, and free Wi-Fi. The Shops at Iverson, the original home of the world-famous Snickerdoodle cookies, is completing several cosmetic improvements to the mall interior, facade, and parking garage. The Shops at Iverson is the new home of Go Win Media, comprised of the DMV's premier internet radio stations, Go Radio Live, and Win DC Radio. For updates and more details, check out shopiverson.com. That's shopiverson.com.
All I really wanna see is the money. I don't really need a D, I need the money. All a bad need is a KC.
Hey, this is China Pink from the 2018 award-winning Best Radio Talk Show of the Year. Make sure you tune into the Ladies of the China Pink Talk Show each and every Sunday on Win DC Radio from 5 to 7. Make sure you check us out on Facebook Live and YouTube Live to hear our amazing show. We are also available for hosting events or parties. Please contact the China Pink Show at AOL.com for booking information. I'll catch you next Sunday at 5.
Foreplay the Orgasm Show. I am your host, Hot Toddy, along with the Turn Up team, Miss Lolly and Showtime. Foreplay the Orgasm Show is each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 10, bringing you the sexy slow jams with very adult interactive conversation, only on Win DC Radio.
Man, look, y'all already know what time it is. It's your boy, Gerard Street Garvey, and my DJ, Kid Cannon. And when we together, you know what it is. Grind Season Radio, each and every Wednesday from 8 to 10 on Win DC Radio. Don't forget it. Yeah.
Looking for a new look? Check out Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. You'll get quality services done by developing stylists and barbers. Senior discounts offered weekly and free barbershop services available when you present a flyer. Chemical treatments are also available. Call 301-899-9100 for hours of operation. Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights. A new look is waiting for you at Hair Academy 2.
We hope you didn't go too far. It's time for the second hour of the Balancing Act Radio Show, hosted by AJ Throwback, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. Welcome to another hour of bars. Just definitely wanted to send a shout out once again, and thanks to D Bell and his manager Tierra Wilson for coming through once again. Always a pleasure to have them on. Just when I think about professionalism amongst managers, Tierra Wilson is one of the best in the business, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And D Bell, you know, he's a consummate professional, so you know, I just appreciate them coming through. Definitely want to shout out everybody who is tuned in on the live. Shout out to the Wong hosts of A Seat at the Table podcast, and thank you, because without you, I wouldn't have even known who D-Bell was. So I appreciate you and all of your help always. Make sure y'all tune into A Seat at the Table podcast. It's coming back on real soon. I believe March 31st it is. That's the next time it will be back for season 2. And we'll also have a very special announcement later at the end of the month regarding the PSA music contest. I'm not going to reveal it right now. I'm going to let her take care of that, you know what I'm saying? So y'all will find out soon who the winner of that contest is. But for right now, we have our special guest calling in. Hold on one second, everybody. You're on with the Balancing Act Radio Show. Is this DJ MHAFFA?
This is DJ MHAFFA, man. What's going on?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Very well, sir. Very well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate all the love and look out, man. Definitely.
Absolutely. So, yeah, man. Let's jump right into it. Well, first and foremost, let everybody know where you representing from. You from what part? Because you're in New York, correct?
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm representing the Boogie Down Bronx, representing all day long, you know, NY to the fullest. been here, born and raised in the city, and the Bronx. Been doing this DJ thing for like 5 years in the Bronx now. You know what I'm saying? Making this thing work.
Yeah, absolutely. Birthplace of hip hop, right there.
Absolutely.
That's right. So I found it interesting, the intro to your bio. It's very intriguing, even before you get to your influences like Grandmaster Flash and the late great Jam Master Jay. So it says starting off his career at the age of 13 with a lunchbox full of Cheetos, a fistful of money, a bike, and a dream. So you know, like I love that illustration right there. You know what I mean? So explain to everybody what your mindset was during like your early teenage years, and what was it about those particular legends that sparked your interest in DJing?
Okay, quite frankly, like, well, in the 90s, 93, my birthday was an 80s baby. Shout out to my 80s babies, of course.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for us to know what number we are. So, like, if you say 93, that was like the age of 13 for me. So back then, it was like kind of real. Like, you know, as gangs was coming up more, all the old school, like the 80s, 70s, and 80s gangs was leaving. And like the Zulu Nations and the Bloods and Crips started coming like more frequently in New York City. So you had to either be down with one or the other, it seemed like, or you could be neutral and you just got to just defend on your own. So I was always a square kid. I didn't really want to be down with none of that. Like, I wasn't really like, you know, a gang type person. I wasn't really feeling that stuff. So I kind of branched towards just being a loner. So I would just hop on a bike and I'd give me like a bag of chips for like 25 cents and we'd just go to like the record store and Wish, like go downtown, ride my bike from the Bronx all the way down to like Rock and Soul. Back in the day, I was like on 34th Street and I think 7th Avenue, or 32nd and 4th. They moved it now, whatever. And we would just go there and see if we can like meet anybody, like, you know, Flash or Herc or anybody just going in the stores or buying anything, just because that was just, it just gave a better outlook from where we were living at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where that whole Cheeto thing came from, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, I grew up all right, but you know, it was hard. We was in the hood. I mean, it's what it is.
Yeah.
But the 90s hood is way different than it was now, I would say, because it was just a lot more prayer pressure, and you had a lot more police brutality and things like that going on with us. So it's like, you know, you can always get caught up in the wrong situation very fast, you know?
Right. So I always think about the movie Brown Sugar, and how it was like that moment, like when you fell in love with hip hop. And I mean, I know that you are very diverse in the music that you play, that you like, and stuff like that. But what was like I guess that moment for you when you fell in love with DJing?
Well, at softball, nobody knows, I'm a musician by heart. Like, I went to school for like piano and guitar, so I still play piano to this day, and guitar, bass, I play drums, all that stuff to this day. So like, I would just mimic all the songs and just play them on the instruments I was playing them on.
Yeah.
And then like, I just said, you know what, it would be cool if like we could just be like, you know, one of the dudes. Because one day I went and hung out there with my buddies down in the South Bronx and caught like a glimpse of Flash setting up his like set. This is like, I guess it was like 93, 94, around that area. And it's like a summertime. They had block parties and stuff. And I seen the crew coming in, bringing all the records and stuff, and they setting up. And I'm like, Dad, you know, we play all this music, but like these dudes are superstars, and they like in the hood, but everybody respect them. But we still are sitting in the hood, like playing the same songs and this and that and the fourth. We could be a big band. I think it's better like we try to, you know, DJ. I told like my little crew whatever I had, and they wasn't with it. So they was like, you know, nah, we're not doing that. And so that's how that went. And I was like, well, you know what? That joint looked kind of hot. Let me go buy a couple records. My daddy had some techniques and some old school like belt drop techniques. Wow. And I beat them joints up, man, and I was just trying to get it from them, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm always fascinated, like hearing people, especially like DJs, especially DJs who have that experience of musicianship, because like not all DJs, you know, can play instruments, but the ones who can, I'm always fascinated because it's like, you know, you have more in your arsenal being able to, like, if you produce records and things like that, like, not only can you scratch on your own records, but you can also, like, play instruments on your own records too. So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. The blends are even seriouser because I grew up in jazz. Like, I was in a jazz band from maybe, I would say 6th grade to like maybe 9th.
Wow, okay.
I played the jazz. I was a guitarist. I was like a regular lead guitarist, and then I kind of went to upright for a minute, and then upright bass for a minute, and then I changed back to lead guitar. But I would play so much jazz. I knew so many jazz songs and riffs, and so I would start incorporating a lot of those songs. I found out where them samples was coming from, like at an early age, because it's just that's the song they were playing.
Yeah.
You know, those riffs, that's where they were coming from. So
yeah.
Musicianship, definitely, I would tell every DJ in the world to at least learn a course of theory or something, and learn how this whole thing works together and mesh, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it does help. It helps a lot. It makes your mind broaden and expands your horizons in music.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with that. So eventually, I mean, you transitioned into buying your own records. You got your turntables, and you started working parties and things like that. But then you ended up going to once you went to college, you ended up giving up your turntables and selling your records to a friend. So how painful was that for you to do that, and were you completely out of the game during your college years? Because I know you eventually, of course, clearly got back into it, but
right.
You know, like how was that process for you?
Well, like I saved up a lot of records. There's a lot of days I didn't eat lunch buying records, and because I had another homeboy that was with me, that was a DJ as well, and we would just like trade records, or we'll go to the store, we'll buy a record, and usually we want to buy 2 of each one, so you know, but we didn't have the money like that, so
right.
He'll buy 1 record this week, and I'll buy another record the next week, and like we just saved so many crates. I had about, I would say, maybe 5 or 6 little crates, and he had about the same. So when we put together, we had a nice little arsenal of hits, just all hits.
Yeah.
We really didn't do parties like, you know, like we weren't big time, like we were real small time dudes, like just house DJs per se, but we'll do like little shows in front of like in our neighborhood per se every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But nobody really it wasn't like really known like that, you know?
Right.
So it was hard giving up all the records to my man, because my buddy, because, you know, he was in it, but then life changes started with him too as well. And like, I spent so much money and time and dedication in DJing for like almost 6 years before that. And it's like, man, I got to give this stuff up now, because I got to downsize, you know, all my little clutter of my life into like a box, and then send me to college, and that's it.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was very hard, man. It was real hard. I mean, I didn't sell the Techniques. The Techniques are still down in my mom's house right now, my mom and dad's house, to this day. It's just that, yeah, it was hard, really hard, you know, trying to transition.
Yeah.
And when I got to school, there was already DJs there, so I was like, this is just forget about it. Like, I'm not even trying. I just gave up, just kept on playing basketball.
Yeah. I can relate to it, but on the on the receiving end of it, because one of my friends in college, I forget why he had to leave his equipment behind, but it was during my senior year of college. He left all of his equipment behind with me and one of my homies, and we had it at my crib. And for me, I know that's when I really started getting more interested in DJing, even though, you know, my father was a DJ, and that's how I got interested in music altogether. Like, that period of having that equipment was instrumental in me really just kind of sort of developing my craft, because without it, I probably wouldn't have had the interest in it. But at the same time, for him, I know it was difficult, because I mean, those are his babies. His turntables is his babies, and I mean, like, he just his ability to cut records and blend records and all of that, like, it was like nobody else I had ever seen. You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine how hard it was for you during that time. You were working on your craft and building it, and having to give it up temporarily, even though, like, I'm sure you probably felt for a while like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
It was hard. I mean, I had a lot of stuff going on too. I wanted to go to school. I'm just a real, like, I guess you want to call it a high school. I mean, a hood, like, cliche, if you want to call it. Like, I either had to play basketball or get a scholarship or, you know, sell drugs or that scenario that, you know, people usually say about black people in the urban neighborhoods. But, like, I was that life for the most part. But I figured out, well, I love basketball, so I could put DJ to the side for a minute, and maybe I could try to make it on, give my mom and dad a scholarship on basketball. Yeah. And basketball didn't work. You know, I still kind of made it, you know, on teams up there in college, but I didn't really play that much. It's just like, that's another whole story, another interview, I guess. But it was just like, it was painstaking. Like, I came to realize at like 17 that I was like, man, either I gave up the set, not give DJing up, but just like chill on it for a minute, try to focus on something else so that I could help my parents out with this money for college, because college is real. You know, a lot of people don't realize how much money that college takes out of your bank account. You know what I'm saying? If you're not getting student loans and all that stuff, that's coming out of somewhere, you know what I mean? And them student loans was coming in, and I didn't really know how to, you know, pay those. I didn't even know what a student loan was.
Right.
So it's just like you either have to give up one love for another, but, you know, like they always say, if you love something, let it go and come back to you. And it did. Came back full force. And I ain't giving up this set this time.
Well, that's good.
I ain't getting my turn this time, bro.
Yeah. Well, that's good, and I'm sure the world is much better for it.
Absolutely, man. It's just timing, man. Like timing in life, you know. Just everybody gotta figure out the best option for them right then in that moment. Because tomorrow is promised if you know what's the cause and got a plan for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's why people twist their mind up and think that tomorrow's never promised and you live for today. But if you only live for the day, then you don't know what's in store for you for the future. Right. And that's impossible to think like that because everybody has a future, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
At the end of the day, you just got to know how to maneuver to get to that future. Maybe you want to be a millionaire or whatever. The only way to be a millionaire is that you got to work hard for it in the present. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that the past can help you build your future.
There you go.
So that's how I feel like I kind of did. I did the right thing, I think, for the most part. I still was messing around with my friends up there in college on their sets a little bit, but those guys are professionals. I don't know. They were DJs for real. Like, I guess their daddies and mommies, you know, they were doing it for real, big. Yeah. So they were like scratching. I was on that level, but I wasn't like that.
Right. Yeah. I can relate to that. I never really been like the scratch DJ, but like for me, and I'm sure you can relate to this because, I mean, I listen to your mixtapes, and I can tell this is your mindset, is that it's really more about, like, the records you play. And you know, like just creating a particular vibe with what you do.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's a fact. I mean, I can scratch, of course. I don't know how to do all of it now.
Right.
But it's just to make sure that everybody gets the point through that artist is. I think of artists as like little angels per se from heaven. This is stupid, but I mean this is what it is. I think that they are like little angels from heaven because that God gives them a gift, and then they go out and they try to give the gift to the world. Mm-hmm. But then the world don't receive it all the time, so then they gotta really force their way to make you understand the gift.
Right.
And once the artists really get out and they start becoming popular, then that means that the gift is actually being shared, and someone's actually being inspired by it. Mm-hmm. So that every artist is supposed to make sure that their gift is manifested enough where it's to a point where someone gets something out of it.
Right.
That's why I can't play music that no one gets nothing out of it, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Why God gave you such a great gift and you're wasting it and wasting the music. You know what I'm saying? Because music is a really, really big thing. You know, at least for me it is. That personal rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can definitely relate to that mindset, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate you being your candor with that, because I think a lot of people, you know, especially people in positions to play music, to put people on the music, you know, you definitely have to have a certain mindset to be able to, I don't know, be a conduit for that, for certain type of music, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a big word, man. Conduit. That's a perfect example of everything I'm just saying. Yeah. You wrapped it up perfectly. That's absolutely what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Be that electricity source and that conduit so that you can build something from somebody. Because, you know, it just, I said, people just wasting time with music singing stuff on tracks now, records that I can't even figure out. Like, I don't know where and why the labels let this stuff go out, but, you know,
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is what it is.
That's just what it is, man. Right.
Yeah. So let's. So as you may know, I had the pleasure of interviewing one of Federal District CEOs and flagship artist Nimrod.
Yes, sir. Shout out to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Big rock.
So talk about how you landed at Federal District. Like, how did you, you know, what that relationship was like in terms of like getting there, and what has the experience been like for you as the label's official DJ?
Federal has been a real gift. At the end of the day, it's like a true blessing in disguise, because I was never expecting to be this far DJing, and like, well, I really just started back doing this stuff like 5 years, I would say, but 2-3 years tops. Well, I say 3 years tops. I've been really focused on DJing. And in 3 years, I accomplished all of this with the Federal, the labels, the mixtapes. But Federal helped me build that. So I would let them see something that they, you know, the artist may not see.
Right.
And it's like it's a gift, man. It's a blessing, a big blessing. It's a true honor to be a part of such a great team of people that know how to work the business, one, and they two also know how to manage music correctly. So it's a great honor, man. It's a great blessing to be with these guys.
Yeah. That's one of the things that Nimrod was saying. Well, like, just the crux of what he was saying when we had him on was that, you know, how it helps each person who's on the label. Like, the label really helps people to kind of sort of reach, you know, another level and level up. And you know, just every time like they hit the ground, it's something a little bit bigger each time. Like, there's more nuance added on each time, like, you know, somebody does something. So I can definitely say, like, listening to both of your mixtapes, Welcome to My World Volume 1 and Welcome to My World, The Saga Continues, I can definitely see the Federal District like influence on what you bring to the table.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, so let's let's talk about some of your work. So let's talk about Welcome to My World Volume 1, which you released in, what was it, November of last year?
I believe it was November, yes.
Say that again, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I believe it was November of last year. It dropped out.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think most DJs, like, if they're with a label, you know, it's expected to, like, you're gonna hear like a lot of songs from the people on the label. So like, you heard songs like from Nimrod, from VC the Assassin, from Lyric G, and from Jules as well. But one of the artists that you featured on Volume 1, and he was also on Volume 2, was Sean C. Johnson. Like, he just jumped off the page to me, and you had songs from his album Days Like This. Now, I wouldn't have known anything about him if it weren't for listening to your mixtape. And like, dude is dope. Like, I'm like really interested in digging further into his catalog. So how did you come across him, one, and then two, how important is it to you as a DJ, whether it's mixtapes, whether it's parties, or whatever you might do, whether it's events, to be able to put people on the music that they might not have known before?
So pretty much my I say my monologue and my brand pretty much of DJ is now transformed from being just the average DJ that spin records to actually wanting to promote the artists, because that's what we're in business for. We're in business for artists. We're not in business for the record label. We're not in business for, but we are per se. But you know what I'm saying, like kind of wording it. If the DJs don't play the artist's music, the artist never get heard. We have to spin music for the artist. Sean, that dude, man, I'm a neo soul guy. I guess that goes back to just the musicianal part of me. But I was one day just looking on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, all these different streaming net sites for just artists, and just looking around for different music sound, the different sounds in different parts of the world. And this guy stumbled up, and I started listening to his music, and I'm listening, and as I'm listening to it, I'm like, geez, this guy's amazing, man. And I've never heard that dude before that. And it's just like, his music is electrifying in a sense, you know what I mean? And I was digging it so much that I reached out to him, and we talked for a little bit, and that was that. He asked about, I think, 2 of his songs on the mixtape, and that was that. And we went from there, man. I actually put him on volume 2.
Right.
The Song Continues. I put him on that track because it's a different sound, and I like to bring different sound. I want to hear different music. I don't really want to hear radio music on mixtapes. It shouldn't be radio songs on mixtapes. Not knocking the artist that's already on the radio, but I feel like they already got on. They're already on the radio making multiple spins and getting multiple rotated songs. So what about the little guy that still needs to get music out?
Right.
That's the guy that's what people I try to go for, you know. And I've been getting a lot of people sending emails to me and sending me music now lately. And I'll spin them on my radio show if I get an opportunity to, you know, if I got a chance. I'll spin a couple songs off of indie songs as long as it's clean, or if they have curses, I have to spin it on other radio stations. I'm with 4 radio stations now.
Right.
But yeah, I'll give them a shot, man. Like I said, I want to be that guy to give a shot to everybody because Federal gave me a shot.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's all helping each other. We got to help each other.
Absolutely.
I can't be biting other artists and just spinning other artists because they're mainstream. And yeah, we do that in the clubs too. And I think DJs got a bad rap from learning from other DJs with bad raps. Like, we do that. We spin all the hottest hits. But being a DJ is about creating a wave or creating, the new best thing. That's what DJing was back in the day. Like a Grandmaster Flash or a cool DJ, Red Alert. These dudes would just put on a cut, and you're like, yo, what was that? And you put your radio on, you record it, trying to record that joint, hope you play it back again, because you never heard this song. So they broke they broke artists, you know what I'm saying? DJs broke artists.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try to bring that back, you know what I'm saying, into today's world. Try to break artists and continue doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's important because, I mean, that is a huge amount of what made the DJs we love and we admire so much. That's what made them so legendary, was the fact that they would break somebody that you hadn't heard before, and I think it is a lost art because it's really easy to get caught up in playing the mainstream artists because a lot of times that's what people want to hear, but at the same time you almost have to guide people in a certain direction, and
that's right.
Let them know, like, hey, try something new, listen, check this out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think
right.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing that you understand. Somebody like me, I understand as well. In my position, I mean, right. I'm on a station where we play nothing but or primarily independent artists. So
right.
It's very important to be able to showcase those people who might not necessarily get a shot on terrestrial radio.
Right, correct.
Yeah. So
everybody deserves a break, man. You know what I'm saying? And all this technology we got now, right. There's no excuse why we can't do that. But the thing is now also too from coming from playing the devil advocate, there's a lot of artists that they hit me up on Instagram and they hit me up on emails and they'll turn around and they'll just be like bombing me and trolling me. Yo, why don't you play my music? Or why don't you that's the reason why people don't do that. Right. Just give the CD out to the DJ or whatever. If the DJ say he likes your music, and he'll get back to you. He'll get back to you if he likes you, if you like the stuff. Some of them don't, some of them they do. But just take it and take for a grain of salt and just keep moving with it. Don't push the DJ, because now DJs got so much hate. We got a real strong pull in the industry right now.
Right.
We this whole, not trying to change topics, but this R. Kelly thing is serious, bro. People can blacklist this dude all they want, but if the DJs keep playing the music, there's nothing they can say.
Right. The artists have as much power as the DJs.
Absolutely. Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It kind of reminds me of like when somebody heckles somebody at a comedy show, and it's like, okay, you do realize that person has the mic.
Right. At the end of the day, right?
Right. Like they have the power to like roast you up and down. You're trying to heckle somebody without a mic, they got one.
They got one, and it's way louder than your vocal cord.
Right. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's not coming across as like cocky or braggadocious or anything like that, but it's just saying like I think a lot of times people underestimate the power that DJs have in this industry.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So on the same mixtape on Volume 1, one of the songs that you featured was from one of my favorite more widely known artists, and that's Anderson .Paak. And you had a song,
Trippy.
You had Trippy with J. Cole.
J. Cole on it.
Yeah. So was that a situation where you like his people sent that record to you, like you have a relationship with his people, or was it just something you just wanted to feature because you just loved the song so much?
I just love the song, but that song had literally just came out and no one knew about it. So when I broke the record, I don't think that song played on anybody's soundtracks or nothing yet. And I think the song was so dope, and it's like, nobody touched this record yet. I said, all right, so let me play this. Put this on the LP. It was all promotional anyway, so I just give J. Cole some shout out. Sean, he's another artist that's well overdue for his shine right now. Like he's getting a lot of hits right now, doing a lot of good things. But he's well deserved because he's a great artist.
Yes.
But J. Cole be getting a lot of like play downs, they're shutting him down a little bit. And now he's showing like so much versatility in his music. It's like you can't really say nothing. So Trippie Edison the same way. Like, this dude is nice. The song was dope, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody heard that new song, and I'll be the first one to break it.
Yeah, cause that actually is one of my favorite songs from Oxnard as well, and I do feel like that's a song that, really, I feel like Anderson .Paak altogether needs more play. Like I do not hear him on radio at all, and it's frankly criminal. And
it is.
Yeah. And I appreciated the fact that you even though like there are a lot of people who do know him, there's still a lot of people who don't know, who have never heard an Anderson .Paak song.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Yeah. Honest to God, I never heard Anderson .Paak song until that day. So I was listening to it, and I was looking for like music, and I seen J. Cole, Anderson .Paak put it the new track, started playing it, and I just go by the vibe. The vibe sounds good with me, I'll run the vibe, and I'll just run the song. Yeah. And then I just play a song like about 12 times, like literally. And if it vibe with me the same way on the first time as the 12th, I'm just going to keep it, because there's just something different about that track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. Another thing that I appreciated about both of your mixtapes was variety. Like you had hip hop, you had R&B, dance hall, you even had comedy, like intermissions. You know what I mean? And then, like on the second volume, you had like a track from a South African artist, and I just thought that was really dope, like showing your versatility and like your appreciation for different music. So for you, like how important is it for you to include these different elements in what you do, especially as a way to kind of like manifest your various layers of like your personality, and also keep with the Welcome to My World theme for both of your mixtapes?
Good question. Well, like every time I try to touch a set, I always think of it as a party. Regardless of where the party's at, it could be on a vinyl, it could be on out in the open, have a full audience, or it could be on the radio. It's still a party. So I always try to think that there's probably 4 or 5 people that are all different. White, black, Hispanic, African, Spanish, whatever. And I'll play everything just to see where it fits in. And if all the vibes fit together and they all work, then I'll just play everybody's music with the same vibe, if that makes sense. With the same feeling, the same shot, like how all the tracks on them, like Welcome to My World, Volume 2. Like the African songs at the end, the Nigerian brothers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break those artists. They from South Africa. And like that Afrobeat thing is real big in New York, of course.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to hear new music from new, you know, Afrobeat, people that sing Afrobeat that's out there in South Africa that no one ever heard of before.
Right.
So with the theme of me liking to break artists, I took that concept and said, well, let me break these guys and put that into it. And it kind of worked, you know what I'm saying, for the most part. But then with the comedy thing, I don't know, I had back in the day, if they go on this YouTube, I had a show back in the day, small sketch comedy show called The Divine Clarity Show. And I was a host of that show, whatever. And I always did sketch comedy. I always loved sketch comedy. And it was just a thing, you know what I'm saying? So I always love to bring a variety and make it like a show. Every mixtape, it should be like a show. Like, remember back in the day, Eddie Murphy, like the Raw, the live Raw, you put that record on, it's like you're sitting at the concert. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
So it's like, that's the way I wanted to present that one. Could you give me 1 second? Got another call I got to take real quick.
Okay, no problem.
Thanks, bro.
Mm-hmm. See you, ladies and gentlemen. We are, if you're just tuning in, we are on with DJ MHAFFA of Federal District Records. Make sure y'all follow him on...
I'm sorry about that, bro.
It's all good.
Children's calling saying they're getting out of school now.
It's all good. I understand.
But yeah, so it's like that. You know, I just like I like the vibe of just a different reality. Like I don't want it to just be you listening to constant mixing music, but when you listen to the show or the CD or the mixtapes, I want it to be a show. Like if I was standing in front of an audience and I was the host and I'm introducing X artist or Z artist or whoever, and then I have this act coming out next or I have this act coming out next. And it gives you that feel. So you're just always on your toes. You never like stop thinking what's next, and you have a great time at it. You know?
Yeah. You definitely have there's definitely showmanship to what you do, and you can hear it in both. You can hear it in both mixtapes, and that's the thing that I appreciated about what you do.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, like all of what you're saying, it's like, yep. Like you hitting on all the points that I'm like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm watching a feature presentation. Like there's a little bit of everything for everybody, and it's like it gives you enough flair and enough drama and enough like bells and whistles without going over the top. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Appreciate you a lot.
Absolutely.
Means a lot. That means a lot, man. I worked hard on those mixtapes, and just to hear that feedback, man, I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. So let's close out by talking about some of your other ventures. So you are also the founder and CEO of MSK Music Group, and you also you have your own radio show on Legal Crime Radio, the DJ MHAFFA Experience. So talk about both of those things really quickly.
Well, MSK Music Group is a small label that I was working on way before like Legal Crime came along, and I never really launched it. I just kind of put it up for now, put LLC on it just to keep it, so no one steals the name. But that was where that was going to, and eventually I would probably want to do some kind of like maybe like a parent company type thing where maybe we work a distribution deal or something with Legal Crime, not Legal Crime, with Federal. And I could have my label under them, and we could work something out where we could do that, because I do want to eventually start a label, have it up and running, you know, successfully, and have that going. Pretty much, I don't think that's something that, I think that's something I would want to do for the rest of my life, if you want to call it that. Just music, you know, to help other artists bring and get their music played out there, because I think that's just it, man. I think music is it. I don't really see me doing a lot more after that. So if I can help, you know, other artists by doing that, signing artists and distributing music, and I think that's the route I wanted to go with. And I think the MSK Music Group would be the group to actually, you know, to do that with. And I don't want just music acts. I want, you know, comedy acts. I want actors. I want little small studios where we can have like small series and sitcoms and miniseries. And I was reaching out to a couple guys in Brooklyn. They was actually doing a webcast, not a webcast, but a web series, where they would have like a miniseries where it's on YouTube, one of those type of streaming outlets. And I wanted to actually try to sign them to that, my label, just so I get them underneath the branch, get them going up and running. Because I want to dab into that eventually. Maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, I probably will start doing that, branching off into that Tyler Perry almost, but with music aspect with it, Yeah. For the most part. And then with the other question you said was the legal crime, right?
Yeah, with
Well, legal crime. Another shout out to legal crime. Shout out to Omar. Shout out to Big Reg. Shout out to DJ Politics. Shout out to Big Rodney. All these guys they run the station. All the station managers and producers and DJs. That's one of the label that would help me out because they're a label as well too.
Okay.
But they also a radio station.
Okay.
I've been with them like almost a year now, and it's been great, man. They actually launched me in radio. I was not a radio DJ. I wasn't expecting to be a radio DJ, and I said I wanted to try it, and I didn't know how to do it, so I would just do pre-recorded shows, and then I would go and I like telling my secrets because people think that DJs are perfect majority of the time, and your cuts got to be perfect. I have so many imperfections, and I love to share them because it shows I'm still human.
Right.
And in the beginning, I would take a mix, and I would record every mix. I would do DJ live. I would mix a song and I would record them. Then I would go and I would fine tune and edit it. Cause I used to be an engineer back then. I did a whole lot of stuff, man. Yeah. So I was an engineer for a little bit, so I knew how to mix and master and stuff. So I would go on the computer and I would on the programs and I would just edit it, mix down, and I would cut the track down to exactly the way it sounds, just like if it was on the radio. Right. I would put the effects and all that stuff in on the computer. I wasn't doing that live. Then I got to the point, Legal Crime built me up so much that they made me start doing live shows. And I was terrified because I was like, I can't do this live with all these gadgets and buttons. This is crazy. I'm not doing that. That's not going to work. I'm going to sound cool, and people going to think that I'm trash. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, I'm going to have to figure out something. I got to hire an assistant or... Man, listen, I sat home and I just figured it out. And I said, this is going to be... It's going to be what it is. Yeah. And I wound up, I started biting off too much more than I could chew. I started calling other radio stations. So I hooked up with 5 radio stations. I'm doing this for a whole week. On one day, on Thursdays, I was running on 5 radio stations. I'm still running on 3 of them now on Thursdays and 1 on Fridays. So Legal Crime got me doing live radio. Now, talking on the mic, doing promotions, or doing drops. You're still doing your mixes, and your mixes got to be clean. All that stuff came from Legal Crime. You know what I'm saying? Legal Crime looked out so much, man. Yeah. They always looking out. So, they made my DJ, instead I say DJship or my perfectionism with, DJing smoother and more consistent on the radio, where you talk, how to slow your speech down. Even me, with this interview, before I couldn't really do this before because I couldn't articulate anything or talk a certain way. It's just that New Yorkers, you talk fast. Yeah. You gotta slow down a little bit. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I'm always sound like, what's good? Everything's good. You know what I mean? I'm always in a fast mode, and I always gotta remember, just kick it back a notch, slow it down. So I'm on the radio. I'm super energetic, but I'm super slowed down so people can understand me. And like I said, I'm doing good, man. I think I'm number out of 1 to 5. I'm number 4 or 3. Top, state shows on the radio on the station right now. I was at number 1 last 6 months ago or 5 months ago. I was number 1 most listened to shows on Legal Crime. Man, shout out to my man Love Jams and boys came in and they rocked that set right out the scene. Them boys are bad, man. They good. That's a good set, good tunes. But yeah, man. I just strive for excellence, man. Just give the audience a great show, and not to say music, and always try to make it personal. I want everybody to feel like, you know me. I'm your boy from the hood. Holla at your boy. You see me in the clubs. You see me talking. I'm trying to spin music in the club, whatever. Come pull up on me, say what's up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be shy. Take pictures if you want to. Now, I don't know about the autographs. I ain't famous like that yet, but and I've been getting that. I've been getting a lot of that. I'll be on the radio, and I'm gonna be at this club. Everybody, pull up there, whatever. Have people take pictures and hang out and say, "I love you" on the radio, and it makes you feel good because I think I'm making a difference.
Yeah.
And that's what I set out for. Shout out to my other radio stations, Fresh Beats. They recently changed their name to what was it, My Radio, My Hits Radio, I think it is.
Okay.
And then KHS Radio out in Iowa.
Okay.
I'm out there on Fridays from 11 to 1 with them. And then I'm on Legal Crime again on Saturdays, the uncut version. I just spin on club songs. This sounds like straight 11 o'clock in the morning from 11 to 1. At 11 o'clock in the morning, it's like parties like still going at the club.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people listening to that show every Saturday.
That's good.
So, yeah, man, it's just a blessing, bro. That's all it is. All I can say is it's a blessing, man. It's just a great blessing. Because I love radio. I love everything about radio. I know, I'm pretty sure you can relate to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about being on the radio, and it's like your voice is actually being heard.
Yes.
But then you got an opportunity, like, to be a doorway. Like, you're the doorkeeper. You got the doorway, and you got people coming into your door, and you can actually allow them to come in and speak their mind, and so.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so much in your story, and a lot of your experience that I can totally relate to, especially when it comes to radio, especially when it comes to DJing. Like I mean, I feel like I'm listening to myself talk right about now in a lot of ways. Like that isn't. Am I on the phone right now?
We got hooked up to you. We said y'all in Maryland, right?
Yeah, we out in Maryland.
All right, I'll be out there next 2 months from now. I think I'll be out in Maryland. I'll hit you up. We'll talk. Go get lunch or get something to eat or something to talk some more.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Would love to do that, man. Would love to
Absolutely,
do that.
brother.
Yeah, so let everybody know where they can connect with you on social media, where they can find both mixtapes as well.
Okay. So pretty much you can always follow me at DJ MHAFFA on Instagram, always. And always catch me on Twitter, DJ_MHAFFA. Facebook, same, at DJ MHAFFA. That's MHAFFA. You can go and get the mixtape at .piff.com and also at mymixtapefactory.com. Right now, and just download for free. As always, there's a lot of everything's for free for the most part for now, until I make it famous, and then I'm gonna fight them producers to keep it free, because I don't like charging nobody for nothing if I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some stuff we do have to charge, some stuff we don't. But I think that all music needs to be shared, and to a point where we can, figure out how to make some more money behind that. So, and then just hit me up. I'll be at this weekend. I'm gonna be, if you're in the Bronx, pull up on Last Stop from 8 to 11. I'm out there DJing at Last Stop on 241st. I'm sorry, on White Plains Road. Just good there, rocking out with my man, International Reese. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be fun. And it's going to be real energetic. And we'll get that HAFFA style, man. Like, just turn up. You just turn up and have a good time. I don't care what time it is.
Yeah.
Just party till I get sleepy. I say that, I say stuff like that on the mic, too, while we party. I'm like, y'all getting sleepy now. Yeah, I don't know what to tell y'all, but y'all better turn it down. It's fun, man. Like, I love it. It's fun, because I'm myself, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to sugarcoat nothing, and I don't have to, be an act or be something like everybody expects you to be.
Right.
And be fun and energetic and happy and enjoy life. That's what we got to be. That's what we're about. You know what I mean?
That's right. So
appreciate you, bro. Appreciate this interview for real.
No problem. I appreciate you for coming on, man. Like I've enjoyed your story. Like I said, I feel like I'm listening to myself talk, in so many ways, and I just, I appreciate you sharing your story with my audience, man.
No, thank you, brother. I gotta get you on my show too as well, man. We're going to counter interview now.
Hey,
I got you.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Got you. We're gonna set it up. I'll set it up. I promise. I'll give you a ring. We could, touch bases after the show's over, whatever, and just hit me up, call me, whatever. You got my number. Yeah. I don't know if you do or not, but if you do got my number, okay. Just hit me up, and then we're talking, and we set up a date, and then we just politic, and we'll do it from there.
All right, for sure. And we definitely got to close out the interview by shouting out Natalie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Natalie,
yeah. Absolutely. Oh, God, yeah.
Working right there.
Absolutely. Okay, so shout out to the greatest PR, a.k.a. A&R, a.k.a. Miss Natty Nat.
Yes.
She's the best at what she does, man. She is a hard worker. Shout out to my man, Sean. I can't forget the Eddie A&R. That's the hardest working dudes in Federal right now.
Yes, sir.
Sean, shout out to Sean. Shout out to Nimrod. Shout out to April Cow. Doing it big, man. Federal is really going places this year. But Natalie's so damn determined. That's the only word I can say.
Yeah, she
is. She's persistent. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, man.
So damn determined, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. She's good at what she does, and she's thorough. You know what I'm saying? And her and Sean's a great team together. They work together. They get job done. You know, they got a real strong work relationship, which is awesome. Because they do things that are not practical, and I'm like, okay, you gonna pull that one off? And they really manage to pull it off. I'm like, okay, shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. But it's all good to the good, man. Shout them out all day. Much love.
Absolutely. So I appreciate you coming on once again, and we'll definitely be talking real soon, brother.
Copy that, my brother. Take care. God bless you, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, thank you. Same too.
All right, fam.
All
right now. Thank you.
All right. All right, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Federal District Records official DJ MHAFFA. So make sure y'all follow him all across the board on social media. That's on Instagram, he is DJ MHAFFA. That's MHAFFA. On Twitter, he is DJ_MHAFFA. And on Facebook, just look him up, DJ MHAFFA. All right, we're going to play one quick song and then come back and close out the show with Community Calendar, Bars for Life, and one last song before we close out. So this is Jay Alexander with Just Love on the official Hump Day Motivation for the DMV and beyond. This is Bars.
And the most important level of them all. Level 6. Love.
Sitting here thinking about how this generation so damn lost. We taking out without putting in all the love and energy that's given. Just think about what could happen if we practice love and not just war. Don't make a sound, I break it down to everyone that's still asking. Why do we hate and not lift up our brothers? Why do we cheat just to tear down each other? Why don't we lift up our queens, they're our mothers? See, why don't we just love? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, check it out, I'm being real. I swear y'all just don't understand. We taking lives and taking time. All we need is a little loving. Work hard and get your money, get your money. I don't care, it's working for it, working for it. Support each other's dreams. Our life is way shorter than it seems. We hate and not lift up our brothers. Why do we cheat just to tear down each other? Yeah. Why don't we lift up our queens? They're our mothers. See, why don't we use it love? Yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, down, it tears you up, it gets you all twisted up inside. It breaks you down, it tears you up, and gets you all twisted up inside. It breaks you down, it tears you up, and gets you all twisted up inside. Why don't we just love? Just love, just love, just love, just love. Just love, just love,
It's time to get back to AJ Throwback and Bars, only on WinDCRadio.com and the WinDC Radio app, powered by GoWin.media.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and roll right into the birthday shout-outs. Okay, so Pisces season, still rolling along. Shout out to the Pisces out there. My main man, Hero, who we had on the show back in October, and BJ, celebrating birthdays today, so happy birthday to y'all brothers. Richard and Tammy, they'll be celebrating birthdays tomorrow. David Allen, and my homegirl, Rhea, you know what I'm saying, one of my biggest supporters, celebrating birthdays on March 9th, Saturday. My main man, Zaz, celebrating a birthday on Sunday. My boy Mike, my brother, aka M. Dot, Levon, DJ E Boogie, and Swizzle Cuts, aka Big Shot. They'll be celebrating birthdays next Monday, the 11th. So shout out to all the Pisces out there. Let's go ahead and roll into this right here.
Let's see what's happening on the Bars community calendar.
So, Attorney Josh Radbod, who we had on the show back in September, and Cogent Law Group, they will be presenting How They Built It 2.0 tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m. at We Work, 1875 K Street Northwest, Suite 400. Please join them as they host a panel of 5 entrepreneurs to discuss how they built their companies from the ground up, their struggles and their successes. The panelists include Peter Jokov from AvantPay, Wael Ashowaf from Stuck in the Sand, Hannah Cooper from Cooper Smith, Andrew Elliott from Coin Savage, and Jeremy Jordan Jones from the Amalgam Group. There will be an hour for networking accompanied by catered food and drinks by Wine Key Experience. Of course, we've had them on the show twice. Shout out to Marcel Folk. After the panel, feel free to network and enjoy the rooftop. The cost is absolutely free to RSVP. Visit How They Built It 20, the number 20, or it looks like the number 20, .splashthat.com. That's a plug media. They will be holding their 1-year anniversary expo this Saturday, March 9th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at Mount Rainier Artist Lofts, 3311 Rhode Island Avenue, Mount Rainier, Maryland. Join them as they celebrate past interviewees as well as some new. There will be a plugged-in photo shoot with Tony Lear Photography. Confirmed panelists include Marquita G, Langston Vincent, a.k.a. The Media Prince, and That's a Plug's own Jarrell Brown, who we had on the show in January. Featured vendors include Almedia's Garden, Top Shelf Bar Service, BBS Hair Studios, Black Wolf Designs, Miles Mini Shotter, and Sheree Solutions. Live Q&A with Different Worlds creator and business consultant BG, media coverage by Jellyvision DC, live performance by Sheree Sings, special guest host, comedian Davey Ruffin, and music provided by yours truly. $5 for first class and swag bag. So make sure y'all visit eventbrite.com and search That's a Plug ASAP to come out to what is going to be an amazing event. And finally, I wanted to announce this. Are you interested in payments, cannabis, and cryptocurrency? Check out AvantPay, an inaugural conference bringing together private and public sector experts in payments, cannabis, and cryptocurrency here in Washington, D.C. AvantPay 19 will be held on September 30th through October 1st at the Omni Shoreham Hotel. If you already work in these industries or are interested in joining, the AvantPay 19 conference is the perfect place to meet and network with the major companies in cannabis and cryptocurrency and the regulators that govern each. For more information, visit www.avantpay, that's AVANTPAY.io, or email info@avantpay.io. All right, let's close with this right here.
Words of wisdom to get you through the rest of your week. These are the bars for life.
Okay, so this quote comes from legendary poet, writer Langston Hughes, who wrote this in The Negro Artist and the Racial Mountain, The Nation. It is the duty of the younger Negro artist to change through the force of his art that old whispering, I want to be white, hidden in the aspirations of his people, to Why should I be white? I'm a Negro and beautiful. And this was actually a quote I wanted to read last week, but the theme for me is Black History 365. Being black, being proud to be black 365. So I think that quote is very important because for us as black people, for us to always own who we are, relish in who we are, know that black is beautiful, black is powerful, black is strength. There's creativity, there's intelligence, there's so much within the realm of being black that we should never want to be like anybody else. We should never want to assimilate so much that we lose ourselves. Always be proud of being black. We're awesome, you know what I mean? And that's really just as simple as that. Definitely want to shout out everybody who tuned in today. Yeah, Calvin. Yeah, he really does sound like MHAFFA sounds like a really solid dude, and I would love to have him on again, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I wanted to shout out Elise Nicole, who shouted out D-Bell, said she's so proud of him. Once again, the Wong host for tuning in. The Mrs., you know what I'm saying, coming through. I appreciate you, baby. I love you. I appreciate you. Tarika, thank you so much for tuning in. And everybody who tuned in, the Win DC Radio, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, the Win DC Radio app, and online at windcradio.com. Make sure y'all stay tuned later today for DMV Culture Club from 6 to 8 p.m. and Grind Season Radio from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on windcradio.com. And also, I believe Grind Season Radio will be on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So make sure y'all tune in later today. We're going to go ahead and close out the show. Before I do, once again, shout out to Team Bars. Shout out to everybody who participated, who commented, who shared, just showing us love every single week. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. Next week, we are scheduled to have, and I'm really excited to have this brother on, the main man Coast. You know what I'm saying? Coming straight out of Chester, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. I'll be in contact with him to make sure he gets on the show one way or another, whether it be by phone or whether it be in person. But I can't wait to have that brother on. So make sure y'all tune in next week. He'll be that interview will be at 12 p.m. But tune into the whole show. 11 a.m., 1 p.m. Official Hump Day motivation for the DMV and beyond. Only on windcradio.com, the Win DC Radio app, powered of course by GoWin.media. Closing us out, DC's own Smoke D featuring Jeanne with The Sequel. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. Be blessed, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace, y'all.
Yeah. DC's own Smoke D. You know they say people comes in your life for a reason, right? Or sometimes a season. Or however it go. But anyway, you know, oh well.
People don't know my pain because I don't express it. Bama's testing my patience, but I ain't gonna stress it. Make some moves, keep these nosy folks up on my biz, looking for some gossip to talk about. That's how it is. Loaned a friend of mine some money just the other day. She ignoring my calls cause she ain't trying to pay. Yeah, it's a shame how these crooks will treat you like it's soft. A minor setback, but I'ma take it as a loss. Just because you heard my name doesn't mean you know me. If I don't ask you for nothing, you can't do nothing for me. If I was locked up, I wonder if you'll accept my calls. Or send the voicemail to write me off to take a fall. Perpetrating the fraud will get you nowhere. At least I'm real with myself, don't even go there. I just roll with the flow when it comes to people. Until you show me different, I'ma treat you all equal. And that's the sequel.
Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you don't know my name, but I don't treat you the same. Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you don't know my name, but I don't do the same.
I have a few good friends that would never slack. If I was short on my rent, I know they got my back. What's up, Jay? And a few others that stand out. Can say your name cause they'll be looking with their hands out. Loyalty is a earning, it's not a given, bro. If I ain't about that life, then I'ma let you know. I'm not the big man on campus, just an average Joe. Go ahead and brag on yourself, and I'ma keep it low. My homie George doing time, I need to send some ends. He may never come home, but yet he got a friend. Money come and they go, it's just the way it is. It ain't like I'm a panic dog, just handle my biz. I don't hang out much, but love to mix and mingle. But since everyone's cheating, I'd rather stay single and just go with the flow. When it comes to people, until you show me different, I'ma treat you all equal, and that's the secret.
Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you'll know my name, but I don't treat you the same. Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you'll know my name, but I don't do the same.
No point in getting mad with the things I can't control. And the headaches, they ain't worth it, so I let it go. Learned I can't control what people do or what they lack. The only thing I have power in is on how I act, or more specifically on how I react. Cause it's a fact that what you put out and give, you're gonna get it back. We must be ready to elevate our frequencies. Look through the third eye and look beyond our enemies, cause therein lies the remedies to ease all your energies. The peace it brings reminds me of a sweet sounding symphony. Who's in the solitude, you get a chance to soul search. Look how your actions are received by the universe. And what comes first is humility, so now the ego hurts, but do not let it curse your blessings and make it worse. He gives us wisdom, and he treats us all equal, but we must do what we can to be a better people. Now that's the secret.
Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you'll know my name, but I don't treat you the same. Seasons change, people change. We all have struggles, we go through pain. And when I'm down, you'll know my name, but I don't do the same. No.
Bars. And
that's it.
I did.